Welcome to the audio summary of Humber College Real Estate Program. Course 3. Module 8. Preparing to lease residential condominiums. Restrictions on leasing. Because the condominium complex has multiple owners, individual unit owners cannot simply make the decision to lease however they want. Restrictions on leasing stated within the declaration or bylaws. Condominium landlords are required to comply with all obligations and restrictions on leasing the unit prior to listing it. For example, they might need to follow terms such as the following. Minimum rental term per unit example 6 months. Maximum number of rentals per unit per year example 2. Residential use only, example not a workplace or hotel stay. Not operating as a boarding house, example multiple tenants in one unit. Condominium declaration, bylaws, and rules. For both landlord and tenant, the Condominium Corporation's declaration, regulations, and bylaws define what they can and cannot do during the leasing period. Recent amendment to the Condominium Act prohibits condominium residents from creating a nuisance, annoyance, or disruption through odors, smoke, vapor, light, noise and vibrations. Any resolution from CAT will not allow a landlord to evict a tenant, as eviction hearings remain the jurisdiction of the Landlord and Tenant Board. Examples of typical condominium rules and regulations that could impact the decision to lease includes use of the unit. This means that a leased unit cannot be used as a workplace, with the exception of telecommuting that is work from home. Prevent tenants from using the unit for office space, sales, or any work involving walk-in customers or noise. Live, work condominiums. Regulations restricting the types of equipment permitted, the types of work permitted, noise, customer access, and electrical capacity limits. Occupancy bylaw. The Condominium Act allows a condominium corporation to enact a bylaw establishing occupancy limits for residential units. However, the limit in the code is generally 2 people per sleeping room, unless the building is designed and approved for a higher density of occupants. Use of common elements. In general, tenants in a condominium complex have use of all common elements and amenities. However, tenants might not be able to use the common elements in precisely the way they want to. Examples. Regulations may restrict use of the pool and fitness room to certain hours of the day. Condominium corporations have the right to regulate the use of common elements. Tenants must accept and comply. Health and safety. Condominium regulations require minimum standards of health, cleanliness, and security from all residents. Examples. Sanitation and smell. Front door security. Fire safety. Pets rules and regulation. Residential Tenancies Act. Tenants of apartments and houses cannot be restricted from keeping pets, unless the pets impair the enjoyment or safety of other tenants. The Condominium Act allows a condominium corporation to make rules that promote the safety, security, or welfare of the unit owners. Pet rules can range from a no-pet restriction to restrictions on the size, type, and number of pets permitted. There may be additional rules about pets. For example, where residents can walk their dogs, what entrances residents can use with their pets, how to dispose of pet waste, maintenance fees. As a salesperson, you can help prospective landlords and tenants understand how high maintenance standards can affect maintenance fees, and how rising fees would impact their tenancy. Maintenance free is landlord responsibility. Increases in maintenance fees cannot be passed on directly to a tenant. Interim occupancy period. Interim occupancy means the occupancy of a proposed unit before the purchaser receives a deed to the unit that is in registrable form. During interim occupancy period, a developer may. Some developers restrict occupancy to unit owners only and do not permit any leasing. Leasing require the unit owner to obtain written permission from the developer in advance. Some developers charge fees for forms and authorization to lease units. Some developers prohibit listings of units until after registration. This is the end of part 1 of Module 8. See you soon with Module 8 Part 2. Thanks you.